Everybody, thanks for tuning back in. I appreciate it. As always, I want to teach you guys a little bit about communications, sales, and really marketing. So what today's episode is on, guys, if you don't know it, so I've been in the marketing space for the last 7 years since I launched my first business back in college. So I actually want to teach you guys sort of how we do any marketing, how we write sales copy, how we actually do sales over the phone, and it's with these 6 simple persuasion tactics. All right, so I'm going to hop right on into it because you guys are clearly action takers. You clicked the video, you're paying attention, you want to learn. So congrats. I'm super proud of you guys for doing it. Thanks for tuning in because, some of these videos I pop up and I end up taking back down later. So if you like the video, please drop a comment down below. Tell me what you liked, good, bad, ugly, so I can keep learning alongside you guys. Let's hop right on into it. So the 6 principles of persuasion. Like I said, these are going to be used, literally you can use them when you're writing an email to a boss, to a coworker. You can definitely use them in sales copy, whether it be on your website, in an email marketing effort, or actually when you're running advertising. You want to make sure to use all 6 of these in any advertising copy. And of course, if you're ever doing any sales over the phone, these are going to be your best friends. And I'll give you some examples of interesting ways that businesses are actually using these principles to drive more sales, more revenue, more money into their pocket, because that's obviously what we want end of day. So first things first, reciprocity. The law of reciprocity is the first principle in persuasion. What reciprocity is, it's literally people want to give back to those that have given to them first. You probably see tons of ads online that's download my free guide or get a free training, learn more. Right? These businesses are giving away information at first in the hopes that you'll be reciprocal in the efforts and actually buy their service, right? Or whatever their call to action is. Per se, mine in this one is drop a comment, right? So I'm hoping if I give you some information, give you some free knowledge, hopefully you'll drop a comment and or down the road, you'll purchase something from me. A great example of the law of reciprocity is actually when you go to a restaurant, right? When you're done eating, when you get your bill, right? When you go to check out, they usually give you a mint and or fortune cookies. And so there's actually a study done that showed tips increased something up to like 30% if not only they gave you a little bit of something right when they gave you the check, aka a mint or a fortune cookie, but if they actually gave you multiple, you were even more likely and more generous with your tips, and that's the increase of 30%, right? So think about that. What can you give away for free, even if it's just some advice, some knowledge, so that other people can turn around, be reciprocal in those efforts? The law of reciprocity. Makes sense, right? So number 2 here, guys, is scarcity. The simple fact of people want more of, honestly, what they can have less of. If you're lowering the quantity on something, people have this fear of missing out. And that's what you want to trigger. A perfect example on this one is actually I read an article about an airline that had a certain flight. It was, I think, one of their more profitable flights. Let's say it was from Los Angeles to Chicago, and they put an announcement out saying that they were going to be ending the flight, that after this month was up, they were never going to offer it again. And you know what happened? The very next day, their sales skyrocketed. People want more of what they can't have, of scarce things. That's why you're going to see offers a lot of time that are for limited time only, or while supplies last. You have to make it scarce. Another amazing example right now, Popeye's chicken sandwiches, right, are the biggest rage. They are trying to say that they're better than Chick-fil-A, and of course they're doing while supplies last. And even right when they launched originally, they made sure there's only a limited quantity out there so that it literally would run out. So people would want to rush into the store, stand in line for hours to get their hands on one of Popeye's chicken sandwiches. Number 3, authority. Essentially, people are more likely to follow and interact with those that have authority and knowledge in the space, those that are trusted, right? You may have noticed right in the beginning of the video, told you guys, I've been doing marketing for the last 7 years, since I launched my own first business. I said that on purpose. I said on purpose literally to boost authority, so you know a little bit more about my knowledge and my background. Now, most of the time, authority isn't going to be the best if you're the one saying about yourself. So ideally, you're going to have somebody else sort of pre-frame, that's what I like to call it, pre-frame a conversation for you. It can be a secretary at your business, right? If a client calls for you, she can simply say, oh, hold on one second while I get James. He's been doing this for over 20 years. He is truly an expert, right? So now that amplified that credibility. Another amazing example of this is actually in doctors' offices. You're always going to see their diplomas up on the wall, which now sparked the interest. I should put my diploma up on the wall somewhere in the background of my videos. But truly, it's to boost this authority, right? It's showing their knowledge, their expertise in the industry, the university that they went to, boosting up that authority so people trust them more, want to work with them, want to buy from them, right? Next is consistency. Now, consistency is pretty interesting. It essentially is all about that people are consistent with their actions, with their speech, right? If you do one thing, the chances are you're going to be consistent and you're going to keep doing it, right? Another couple examples here for you guys. Actually, I had a sales call this morning. I personally reached out to a business coach, so I got on a free strategy session, of course, right? Law of reciprocity. They were giving away a free strategy session first. And then in the call, near the beginning, he simply asked me, he said, Wayne, I'm not saying this is going to be a great fit for you. I'm not saying that you have to move forward today, but is it okay if I ask you to simply just give me a yes or no at the end of the call? I don't want to have to chase you around, much less than you want to be chased around, right? So he was asking this question, and so I said yes, of course. And so now that I originally said yes, right, I won't, I said yes to giving him a yes or a no at the end, right, that he's not going to have to chase me around. Now at the end of the call, I'm way more likely to be consistent with that, right? People don't want to go back on something that they previously said. They don't want to look like a hypocrite. Another simple thing like this is when you ask someone for an email opt-in. Let's say you're trying to collect more leads for your business, doesn't matter what it's for, you're asking them for their email. They're putting their email in and they're hitting enter, and now they took that one action, so it's much more likely that they're going to consistently keep taking actions to move forward, right? Even if you've noticed a free trial online that's for $1, right? It's not just free, you for $1, or you get a order this book online totally free, just pay shipping and handling. They're doing it on purpose simply so that you take your wallet out, you take your credit card out, and you pay with the hopes that you'll consistently keep doing this into the future. If they got you to buy once, they got you to take your credit card out once, it's way more likely you're going to keep doing it into the future. Number 5 here, guys, we're almost done. Likability. People want to work with people that they know, like, and trust. This one is pretty simple, okay? There was a study done actually in a university that essentially they said, okay, on these practice sales calls, we want this group to go right into it, okay? You're not going to build rapport. You're not going to get to know the person, find that likability or really just the commonality. You're not going to do that. You're going to go right into the sale. Then the other group of people spent more time getting to know the clients, spend more time finding that little thing that's going to connect them, right? Whatever it is, if it's sports, if it's family, likability is huge. People want to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Okay, so take that into account next time that you're doing any sales, you're working with even just a coworker, right? If you can find that little commonality, you're going to have a much higher chance of persuading them, whatever it is. Maybe it's even just deciding where you guys want to go to lunch that day. So guys, last but not least is consensus. Another word for this is bandwagon. All right, you know what a bandwagon is, right? Essentially, it's peer pressure. Consensus is if people aren't sure what action to take, whether to say yes, no, maybe, they're going to look at the overall consensus, right? What are other people doing? It's really the majority vote is what most people will go with, right? Here's a little hack for you, a little insider information. A lot of times when you're running ads online, right? Let's say Facebook, for example, you can see that people have liked and commented and shared this ad. That directly goes into consensus. It's the idea of, well, if other people like this, if other people are finding value in this, then I must also, right? Or then I'm probably also going to like it, also going to get value from it, guys. And it's really as simple as that. So here's the thing. If you're still with me, I urge you, go back to the beginning of this video, right? Listen to the first 30, 45 seconds. See how many of these guys I hit. I specifically tried to drop a few of them in there just so that you can start to understand, you can get a feeling for it more than these examples. And the one thing that I forgot with likability, actually, same thing, compliments, right? You give someone compliments, they're going to like you more and more and more. People that act similarly to you, they're going to like you more and more. And then, of course, goes with consensus as well. Guys, so I hope you got a little bit of something out of this video. Please drop a comment down below. Any of these stuck out to you? If you have an example of how you've used it in your business and your personal life, I'd love to hear it. And make sure to hit each one of these next time that you do a sales video, write a sales letter, or simply you're on the phone with a client, prospect, even just one of your friends, and you're trying to decide where you should go to dinner. Thanks, guys.